Hello everyone, I'm the Saint of Soul, and in this video, you will choose the path of humanity. This video is just the start of a choose-your-own-adventure experience contained entirely on YouTube. At the end of this video, you will choose between two options on where you want humanity to go. This will continue for several videos until your story ends. Where will you, yes you, take humanity? Glorious triumph, or absolute ruins? Now, I know you're eager to take the reins, but before we get into this journey, let's take a quick look at the current state of humanity. We are in the year 2200 and currently in the middle of humanity's third Cold War. In the second Cold War, in the 2090s, the Earth moved towards a more united and democratic world government. However, this era of democracy and freedom was short-lived. Out of nowhere, the planet of Venus was completely obliterated by a projectile originating from outside of the Sol system. Worse than that, projections showed that if Venus was not in the way, the projectile may have just collided with Earth itself. Panic and unrest set in as humanity was recovering from this near-death incident. Eventually, the United Nations of Earth government ceded control of Mars to an anti-alien advocacy group dedicated to humanity's preservation at all costs, in an attempt to quell the riots and unrest. Meanwhile, the UN administration is struggling to return the Earth to normalcy, and the third Cold War between Earth and Mars rages on. And speaking of that government, here it is. Let's quickly go over the mechanics of it. First and foremost, we have Idealistic Foundation, the civic that increases our citizen pop happiness. Next, we have the Beacon of Liberty civic, which increases our monthly unity and reduces our empire size from pops. All of these effects are, long story short, because the humans of Earth truly believe in the values of their government. Of course, the humans that don't are all on Mars, so that kind of helps. Speaking of humans, here we are of course adaptive creatures. We love to breed, we humans, we love to breed, and we are of course nomadic. We don't mind moving as much as I assume aliens probably would. And of course we are also deviants and unruly. Us humans, we don't always get along, and that's okay. Finally, we have the Fear of the Dark origin, which enables our rich backstory, and of course enables a lot more rich stories, which you will be choosing the outcome of very, very soon. And yeah, I think that's about it. Let's take a look at the settings now. We are going to be playing on a large barred spiral galaxy with 14 AI empires, a few advanced stars, and 1 fallen empire. I chose to have 14 AI empires because I want to have a lot of chances for allies, a lot of chances for enemies, and at the same time I also want 1 fallen empire because I don't want the war in heaven to take place and that be the main deciding thing of a lot of these playthroughs. That would be kind of lame. I want to set our own destiny in the galaxy. Finally, we're going to go to advanced settings here. We have a crisis strength of 2.5 times. Not the biggest crisis, but at the same time, nothing we can ignore. Then I will scroll down here for the rest of the settings. Pretty normal stuff, but if you want to pause and see any of the individual settings, you can. And one final thing before we get into the playthrough, if you like this video or you like this video idea, please feel free to like and subscribe and all of that cool stuff that helps the video. I want to be able to feel comfortable making these more ambitious products, and the only way that happens is if the video does well, of course. So anyway, let's get started with the playthrough. And here we are in the Sol system, getting ready to start the biggest playthrough that we have on our channel as of yet. A century ago, the planet we now call the Divider, of course, that used to be Venus right here. It is cracked, and we are mining it for some alloys, so that's kind of helpful. Anyway, it exploded, and this was the beginning of our dissociation. At first, we brushed off the destruction as a freak occurrence, but there were some on Earth who believed it was a premeditated attack on our species. The political division between these two camps continued to grow. Planet-wide civil unrest culminated in the creation of a treaty that granted the dissidents a terraforming candidate. Of course, we know that terraforming candidate as Mars, which now they call Haven, which is kind of interesting, and they are the human commune. All right, this human commune has 10 citizens. They have a research lab and regional capitals. Interesting. Let's take a look at our Earth. Of course, we start with 8 less pops than normal. Yes. Fear of the Dark. Yeah, initial pops -8. So we only have 20 humans here on Earth. We have a minor amenities deficit, which I guess we could fix by having some traders, but I'll go ahead and fix that later. Let's take a look at the surrounding systems Seems like we're smack dab in the middle of the left portion of this barred spiral, and we only see one planet so far. It is a continental world on Alpha Centauri. Alright, we might as well send our science ship to go check that out, and I guess we'll send our military ship to go check out, I guess we'll check out over here first, and then maybe we'll explore to our left later. Finally, we should get our construction ship to go and make this mining station, and go from there. And here we are. We already have the first of the complaining from our Haven brothers. We found some life on the planet of Alpha Centauri 3 here. It is a continental world much like our own, and it does in fact have alien life on it. And here it is, the first clearing. While the news confirming the existence of aliens was not entirely unexpected for Earth, it was felt worse on Haven. They were living with the minuscule hope that perhaps the Divider's destruction was just a freak accident, but now they are convinced that the universe is out to get them. These crazy kooks. We need to destroy these aliens before they can come here and finish the job, is a type of frantic cry being broadcast on Haven media. Interesting. That's the galaxy we live in, they will adapt soon enough, or this is nonsense, block their transmissions. I mean, I don't want to block their transmissions. That doesn't seem too good. So we're going to go ahead and do that's the galaxy we live in. They will adapt soon enough. Yeah, they will adapt. It'll be fine. And I really don't think the creatures that are sitting on this planet are you know, too dangerous, considering they haven't actually done anything. They haven't even built a building, let alone a planet-cracking weapon. So you guys might have to calm down on trying to kill them so hard. Anyway, we also have brought up the question of first contact protocols, which is a good question. And us at the UNE, I think it is wise to be cautious. We're going to take the middle of the road stance for now, not to try to make our neighbors too upset. Oh, we also found an ocean world. Okay, we found a 13 size ocean world, and of course we found our second habitable, I assume it's our second habitable world on Sirius 3, so that's pretty good. Let's explore that black hole. Black holes often have kind of special things that are around them. Not this one though. Okay, I take it back. That one does not have anything special. No ruined matter decompressor, no void worm nests, nothing like that. Oh, interesting. Mass extinction. We got the mass extinction event. Our first stumbling steps into the void beyond Earth were not motivated solely by curiosity or a desire to conquer the unknown or leave our mark on the galaxy. The biosphere of Earth has undergone rapid changes in the past few centuries, and prominent scientists warn that Earth may be faced with the beginnings of a mass extinction event. That cynical purging of life that is inseparable from planetary existence in the greater cosmos. Well, that's not good. A research plan has been put together to study the number of planets rendered uninhabitable by major astronomical incidents or planet-bound catastrophes. We hope that by reconstructing these events, a similar fate may be avoided for Earth and the human race. It falls to you, as President of the United Nations of Earth, to ensure that this expedition is carried out. Consult the situation log for details. Okay, well, we definitely, you know, I'm not exactly branching out our storyline yet, but I assume that we are going to in fact want to do this to avoid mass extinction of humanity. And then we have our first of many traditions here. I think probably the safest thing to go down before we start making any decisions of our own, you know, before you guys start making branching paths. I think it's still a little bit too early for that. We'll go down the discovery tree, as that is what I imagine the UNE would be going down at this point. We are, in fact, discovering the galaxy out there, and yeah, okay, we found one of our first planets. One of the planets orbiting this bears a still open wound of some past calamity. The surface is a roiling sea of half-melted minerals boiling in a superheated atmosphere, but human astronomers claim it may have once supported life. A special project has been issued to study the molten planet. Okay, we will be doing that. Our commander has gained the scout trait. That's good. I guess after you're done researching that system, you should research that project. We do not want to go extinct. I think that's something we can all agree on. Expanding the council is probably also something we can all agree on. All right, we researched our first mass extinction requirement situation thingamajig, and we have mass extinction molten. The unfortunate fate of the planet can be laid squarely on the feet of cosmic whims. Some gravitational disturbance. After eyeing the system's sun with some suspicion, our scientists named a transient space-time anomaly as the likely culprit, forced the planet from its natural orbit to one too close to the sun. They flew too close to the sun, guys. Although the planet is slowly spiraling towards its original orbit, it has been cooking in the residual heat from the star ever since. And then we have molten planetary slag. Okay, so wow. I really love the Grand Archive update. They even added random specimens to something as random as a mass extinction event like this. I mean, you don't always get mass extinction. In fact, I haven't got mass extinction since Grand Archive came out, and they still added specimens for it. Let's take a look at this. The sample was harvested from a planet in a particular orbit. Material analysis indicates that the United Nations of Earth was pulled into an extreme orbit by the transient space-time anomaly. Okay, well, I think they got that wrong. I don't think the United Nations of Earth was pulled into an extreme orbit. That would be very bad. But, you know, I still appreciate the Grand Archive DLC despite its minor technical glitches. A portion of this planet was chemically altered by the anomaly and no longer reacts to changes in temperature. Interesting. Well, all right, let's soldier on. I guess we should survey our ocean world here. That is probably the next logical step. We are building a colony ship to colonize Alpha Centauri 3, I think, Alpha Centauri 3, and then next, as soon as we can afford it, we will be colonizing Sirius 3. Oh, we have found something very interesting here. Nurian civilization encountered. We have detected the presence of a pre-FDL alien civilization on Yasam 3. Very, very interesting. I wonder how the extremists on Haven will react to this very harmless alien population here. Let's see, what age are they in? They're in the Iron Age, and they have primitive dwellings and stone palaces. Interesting. What do they look like? Oh, they're little starfish people. That's cool. They're talented and ingenious. Ooh. Okay, let's see if there'll actually be an event about Haven from this. Okay, contact report pre-FDLs. The scientific community on Earth is abuzz. Okay, hold on. Things are happening. We have first contact in the Dava system. All right, we're going to have to go back to that. But anyway, they may not be capable of spaceflight, but the aliens are quantifiably intelligent, and their society shows all the hallmarks of a moderately advanced culture. Okay. Alright, here it is. Stalker sighted. News of the discovery of intelligent alien life has reached Haven. However, instead of fear and outrage that we expected to hear from Haven, they have instead gone silent. Well, maybe it's because these aliens are literally in the Iron Age and not harmful at all. Anyway, let's go ahead and go and read this. Again, they have instead gone silent. Multiple inter-system ships have returned to their dockyards, and several old FDL drives are missing from storage. Okay. It appears they are preparing for an excursion. What, do they want to go check it out for themselves? They think the government is lying to them, that they're not actually in the Iron Age, and these are the people that blew up Venus? Get a hold of yourselves, you conspiracy theorists. We need to know what's going on. Let them play their games. Yeah, let them play their games. I don't really care what they're doing. If they want to go and check out Yasam 2 and figure out what's going on there, that is their business. Also, we should probably assign one of our people. We're going to assign Yuan Kong, interesting name, to study this. What is this? Oh, these are void worms. Okay. So we found some void worms. Yeah, this is the type of alien that you should be worried about, crazy conspiracy theorists. But no, you're worried about something else. Also, we're colonizing Alpha Centauri Prime here. What should we name it? New Troy, New Coventry, Zoroaster, Puerto Gonzales, Albion. We'll name it New Roanoke for now. I'll come up with a more creative name as I'm playing here. We have encountered intelligent alien life capable of spaceflight. I don't really think this life form is very intelligent. They're just worms. I mean, look at them. They're just worms. All right, well, here we have our first major decision when it comes to dealing with our neighbors. It seems that the scientists on our partner planet have made several new and admittedly insightful breakthroughs into the field of terraforming. Despite their parochial tendencies, it's fair to say that in this case, their technology has outstripped our own achievements. They are willing to share their insights with us in exchange for slowing down our space exploration, a steep price, to be sure. And I think I will just be sending in the spies at this point. I mean, we could comply and put our exploration on hold, minus 50% survey speed for 10 years. I think we could do that, or we could just not agree to it at all. But I think the best decision is just sending the spies, minus 5 influence for 10% terrestrial sculpting. I think that is what we're going to do. And I was considering having that be the first deviance in our playthrough, our first choose your own path kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we're about to make a new science ship. Actually, we did just make a new science ship. Oh wait, did we? I thought I was making a new science ship. But anyway, we have 2 science ships. We're going down the discovery tree. I don't think it makes sense for us to put our exploration on hold in this moment. Both, like, you know, like logically and lore-wise, I don't think the UNA would be even considering that option at this point in the playthrough. But don't worry, your choices will matter very, very soon. And again, we haven't found any actual spacefaring civilizations yet. We just found... Okay, apparently awareness is increased in one of our things. We just set up a observation post. We've just found these pre-FTL civilizations so far. Oh, they're in the late medieval age. They used to be in the Iron Age. And we found another pre-FTL civilization over here. These guys seem to be in the industrial age. Our science ship isn't there anymore, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. And we also found these void clouds in this system, which aren't very important. They just roam around that system. But no actual spacefaring civilizations that could pose any threat to us yet. I'm sure we will find them, but for now we're just cruising along in this galaxy, claiming whatever we want with no immediate danger. And the next thing we want is definitely this continental world down here in this Sooth system. And another thing is happening that I would normally split the video in. I mean, an election is pretty important, but most of these people, I mean, our Minister of Defense isn't an ideologue or anything. He's just a politician. And then our 2 other politicians are just principled. I'm pretty sure everyone on the council agrees. They're all just materialists or egalitarians there. So I don't think this election is very important. So I won't be splitting the video up right as of now. But definitely in the future, elections will be a pivotal point in our civilization, and you will be able to choose the outcome of them. Yeah, Alyssa Hill, our president that we started with, has got reelected. She is just a principled fertility preacher. Nothing too radical about her. She is going to maintain the status quo for now. Vigil. Recent reports indicate that Haven has now deployed a fleet to patrol Sol. They appear to have developed cloaking technology. Thankfully, they have agreed to share their frequencies with us. Well, that's good that they shared their frequency with us. That would be very concerning if they didn't. Looks like they have 6 corvettes here. Let's take a look. No, they have 4 corvettes and 2 frigates, actually. And I guess they're just going to patrol our system. That's completely fine, as long as they tell us where it is. I'm glad that we're getting along well enough that they will tell us where it is. Not that we've given in to any of their demands. So, but yeah, looks like we get along well enough that they will share their fleet location with us, which is good. I would like to keep a friendly relationship with them if I can. And then we also have these Carnival protesters. Event chain Rise of the Manifesti. Protests are springing up across Earth. These large and colorful assemblies have gathered in support of singularly frivolous issues, from the right to hold public dances inside financial institutions, to which color should be painted on our defense platforms. Alright, these protests are non-violent, but they are noisy. Some of the civic services on Earth have been placed under strain by the disruption. The same cannot be said for the general public, however, who, rather than being inconvenienced, seem to be enjoying these quirky demonstrations. We should get to the bottom of this. Begins the Rise of the Manifesti event chain. It gives us plus 20% happiness and minus 30% specialist pop resource output. Okay, well, you know, this is a democracy. You're allowed to protest whatever you want. Oh, speaking of democracy, the Democratic Group was just founded, along with the March of the Brave and the Committee for Research Efficacy. Okay, well, we have our first factions. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a look. We have the Committee of Research Efficacy. We have the March of the Brave, which is very much not happy with us. This is a, okay, militarist, authoritarian kind of faction, an imperialistic faction. Well, I can see why they don't love our current government that much. And then we have the Democratic Group, which, again, really is loving our government. They're represented on the council. They have anti-stratification laws, reproductive freedoms. They're pretty happy, and it looks like they're also very popular, while the imperialist March of the Brave faction is less popular amongst our people. Only 6 pops that are in support of it, and no counselors. They are not represented on the council, so yeah, that is making them quite upset, but they're just going to have to deal with that. That is democracy after all. Anyway, the manifesti. These protests on Earth have ceased almost as suddenly as they began. Rumors about their origins are abound, but many whispers speak of a group called the Manifesti. This enigmatic collective seems to be responsible for a number of provocative art projects in recent years. Their subject matter every bit as spurious as the issues that were seeing protested on Earth. Let the players have their fun or arrest these so-called artists. Well, I just gave a whole speech about democracy, and of course we are an idealistic foundation that is also a beacon of liberty. Yeah, I don't think it would really make sense at all for us to arrest these artists, so we're just going to let these players have their fun. I don't think it makes sense for a democracy that is an idealistic foundation and beacon of liberty to arrest artists for protesting. That doesn't make much sense to me at all. Pictures grunt 1,000 words. A subversive dialect. Okay, we have an encounter. Let's go ahead and put that on the back burner for now. A subversive dialect has taken root within our art centers and educational institutions. Its origin lie in another project penned by the Manifesti. Linguists note that this so-called uslurp speak, all words relating to our economy, has been replaced with expressive grunts. Okay. More worryingly, its many colorful insults all seem to derive from the names of prominent military figures. This has drawn formal complaints from the individuals' families. Wow, they're going after the prominent military figures and their families. I guess the March of the Brave faction really is not that popular. But yeah, I guess we'll keep an eye on this for now. We also found some aliens, apparently. I guess Markeo can go investigate that. I don't see any aliens personally. But alright. Maybe that means that we have found some signals from an actual alien empire that has spacefaring capabilities. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Mirrors brightly. Rise of the Manifesti. The Manifesti have unveiled their most public exhibition to date. A new and extremely popular interactive experience on Earth invites visitors to manipulate reflections and images of themselves and to create distorted collages of political figures, some from other galactic empires. You mean like this one? This is like the only other galactic empire we know, and it's in the late medieval age, so I guess they're making fun of the king of the primitives there. Anyway, critics herald these pieces as casting a necessary and harsh light upon our sense of self. The exhibition has also inspired a number of other satirical works, both on domestic issues and on pan-species relations. Okay. Debate amongst our social researchers is lively. More conservative voices urge caution. A bold statement or a disaster waiting to happen, shut them down. Well, we can't really shut them down, so I guess we'll do the bold statement and get the Manifesti social commentary piece. Okay, I've never got that before. What is this? A provocative avoware from the Manifesti movement. It is meant to challenge one's perception of oneself in relation to the higher social castes. Okay, the audience was encouraged to manipulate images of themselves. Okay, we know kind of how that works. That is very interesting. Okay.
Anomaly detected.
But more interestingly enough, I want to know where the signal came from and if we actually have found any aliens. Also, we're expanding the council. That's pretty good. I guess we'll go with evolving society. That's That's very good. Do we do a Protector of Liberty or a Tribune of Rights? Protector of Liberty seems very political. It basically makes the ethics attraction higher. So we'll go ahead and do the Tribune of Rights, especially considering most of the council isn't even egalitarian anyway. I guess we should hire a new mayor too. All the mayors are materialist actually, so it doesn't really matter which one we hire. We'll just hire this person and put them in charge of Washington. And yes, I did rename New Roanoke to Washington as we are a democratic nation. We have a high esteem for democracies, so I thought Washington was an appropriate name. He's a very important figure when it comes to democracy on Earth. Anyway, Rise of the Manifestes. Rumors abound that a new faction may be formed inspired by the so-called manifestism. Its proponents speak of contradictory and bizarre clauses, such as free movement of rivers and greater personal autonomy for munitions. Existing factions complain that their own events are being disrupted by the manifestes, whose spurious queries are interfering with acts of everyday governance. We must root out these time wasters or interesting. I mean, again, it's a democracy. You're allowed to vote for whatever you want, even if it's stupid. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape. Their members have sparked colorful protests on various anarchic issues, demanding a more expressive and egalitarian society. Okay, so we actually have the Manifesti faction here. Heads in the clouds assess that technological research should be entrusted to a visionary council of carefree roamers. Okay. Gallery of the Retina. It would please the Manifesti to keep consumer goods production in a deficit, keeping our citizens free of what they call the ready-made scourge. Alright. Represented on the council. Alright, interesting. Whoa, 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 we found something here. We have found... Okay, we found an alien empire, and we've also found amoebas. So we have actually found another empire. It looks like they are Necroid, I think? They're Necroid. That is very cool. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and look into these guys as well. Are those the amoebas? I don't really know. But, yeah, that is pretty cool. We'll see how Haven reacts to our new neighbors. Here we have a transfer request. Alright. After excelling in a recent joint fleet exercise, we have extended Commander Rakuto Hashimoto the opportunity to take command in a real navy. So we have given this guy the opportunity, potentially, to come aboard our empire and be in control of what I assume to be our second fleet, which has 10 corvettes. Of course, the first fleet is out exploring as well. It's just our original corvettes, of course, being controlled by Gaylord Snail. I did not name him that. That is actually his name. Gaylord Snail. Interesting. Anyway, this decision is up to you. Are we going to allow this commander from Haven, not our rival, but also not our friend? Do we allow him to take control of our most powerful military fleet, or do we send him packing back to his xenophobic homeworld? You decide.